Yo, what is going on YouTube? This your boy Kamen Rider Zero Spike back again once again. And today, people, we're here for Kamen Rider Revice episode 29. Before we get into this video, guys, I would like for everybody to hit that like button, share, subscribe, tell your friends. Also, thank you to all the new subscribers that we've been getting over the past few days. You guys are pretty freaking cool. I'm glad that I've got more people coming out to the channel, man. It's pretty cool. I hope you guys enjoy what we're going to be doing out here. Thank you all so much, and let's get into the video. Our story basically starts off from where last week's ended up, where this is basically just a recap episode. This is a recap episode of everything that's happened all the way up until now, and we actually see that the boys, our brothers, have gone to basically find Hiromi. That apparently Hiromi's still alive. We see that Sakura comes in. She's talking to Love-kun, and she basically tells him that, hey, Hiromi's still alive. But when the boys get there, we find out that Hiromi is alive, but he has lost his memories. And while he has lost his memories, we see that he's lost his memories. So what we see that the boys, we see that Katsuragi George, he comes in, and he basically says that, you know, he talks about what he's gonna do to help Hiromi remember what's going on. So they basically decide that he basically decides that, hey, we're gonna make a movie. We're gonna make a movie of everything about what's happened, and also, but mostly about Hiromi. And while that's, you know, we see that everybody, you see that they go through a big editing process, and they go with filming this stuff and talking about the stuff, and they basically recap everything that's going on throughout the episode. And we see that behind the scenes, we do see that director Akashi, who's the new director of Phoenix, he's basically talking to someone in this episode as well. But while this is also while, you know, they're also, you know, chilling, and we see that he's also recapping some things too, but he's recapping things from way in the past. So while he's recapping that, we see that everybody else, they're recapping everything that's going on so far, and we see that Vice ends up recapping a lot of the things that him and Iki went through, and all the things that him and Iki went through, and they basically have to scrap some of it and stuff like that. And because basically Vice just made the entire thing about him. So they end up recapping it and doing it again, and they end up doing everything about they end up recapping and doing everything for Hiromi. So while they're watching this, we see that George, he tells Daiji to pause it and stuff like that, and him and George and Daiji and George have like a little moment where Daiji's like, yeah, it's hard to watch, isn't it, because you were the one that never even warned him about the whole, you know, the dangers of the Demon's Driver and stuff like that. They do, like, the dangers of the Demon's Driver, and, you know, and George basically apologizes. George comes, you know, now we have confirmation that George is a good guy. He does apologize for what he has done and stuff like, but he does say that he was ordered by Akashi to help, you know, with all this stuff that they have going on, and that's why he really didn't tell Hiromi and stuff like that. So we see that Sakura is up talking about joining the weekend, because different people throughout the episode actually recap a lot of the actual things that happened. So, you know, Sakura kind of recaps the you know, the fake family who was in the weekend and stuff like that. She recaps what the weekend's doing and stuff like that. So, but throughout the episode, while everybody's like finished editing and all that good stuff, we do see Takumi makes an appearance in this episode, saying that he can't find Aguilera anywhere. He's been looking for Aguilera, he can't find Aguilera anywhere. Aguilera is not in this episode at all. We don't know anywhere where Aguilera is, and I don't know what they're gonna do with Aguilera now that she's been completely mentally, physically defeated, and now her whole world has basically come crashing down now, because the whole gift thing, how gift just overall just slapped her in front of everybody, which is still freaking stupid. But while this is going on, we actually see that George basically sends Iki and Vice to go and take out. There's two Giftarians attacking city, but for some reason these Giftarians look different. They're a different color. They're basically like the color. They have that like bronze brownish color to how Veil is. They're like how Kamen Rider Veil is. They're basically the same color scheme as Veil. And while they end up fighting, we just see that we get the return of Braid Rex and Volcano Rex, and it was really cool seeing Braid Rex again. I think that's like my favorite form of Revice. Like ultimate form wise, that's my favorite form of Revice. I'm glad we got to see a return of both those forms, even though I'm not that big of a fan of the Volcano form, but it was still good to see those forms, and good to see Iki and Vice out here doing work as a team, whether it be separately or while they're fused together. But yeah, so we do get we also get like a little recap of George. The way he did his recap was like a workout infomercial. It was like a workout kind of infomercials that used to play back in the day on TV really late at night. It was one of those things, and he's doing that. While he's doing that, he's recapping all the forms that Revice has basically had. But he doesn't recap like the genome forms, like the other forms that are based on writers. He kind of recaps all the ultimate forms, like Braid Rex, Volcano, Jack Revice, and Thunder Gale. Yeah, recaps those forms. They also recap a lot of what Daiji went through. They recap everything, everybody's stories, everybody becoming a writer, all that good stuff, and all the dead men as well. It's everything. We talking about everything up until now. So he ends up turning into Thunder Gale and ends up taking these two out. I mean, he did it in like a real cool. It really felt like I was watching 01 because that's how Thunder Gale is to me. There's a lot of 01 elements when it comes down to Thunder Gale, especially all the speed and things like that. I mean, it's electricity, but that speed looks just like some 01-ish. But when he's up defeating both those Giftarians, and they ended up getting the movie done. So when they end up getting the movie done, it ends up being like a little DVD thing. And we see that Vice talking with Iki, and Iki's talking about Vice basically says that, how are you guys going to fight together now that everybody's kind of separated? And Iki's like, we're all pretty close to each other because we're all trying to defeat Gift, and at the end of the day we're all still a family. And he's like, yeah, you're right. So while that's happening, we see everybody's cleaning up and stuff, like they're both cleaning up and things. We see that George walks in and he sees like a family picture of everyone, and he sees Iki fade away out of the picture, and we still don't know what that means, because that's been happening throughout on and off throughout the series so far, and we don't know why that's happening. What does that mean? Like, is like Iki's being erased from time? Like, what does that mean? We see that George does his classic hey, and I guess he told Iki. He looks back at Iki. I'm hoping he tells Iki right then and there, especially after the apology that you gave everybody and the help that you've been doing. I better tell Iki and Vice right there, because they're both sitting right behind you. Please tell them. I don't want this to be I don't want this to be a thing you're just holding back. But we see that Sakura has joined the weekend. She basically moved out, and she basically joined the weekend. She says take care of mama, all that good jazz. Daiji's still with Phoenix, but he's still trying to figure out the inner workings and mechanism of the corrupted parts of Phoenix, because I don't believe everybody in Phoenix is doing a bunch of messed up stuff. I don't believe that. I think it's just we know it's Akashi, but I also think it might be some other, higher ups and stuff like that are all like a part of it. But I don't think it's all of Phoenix. It can't be all of Phoenix. That'd be freaking weird. That means like Phoenix is infiltrated by Hydra or something like that. But we also saw that we get to see who Akashi is talking to during this episode. We saw him talking to someone, recapping everything, and also calling Iki, you know, Gift's descendant and stuff like that, because they are. And we see like his big glowing red ball, and it like shows a portal to Gift. And it's Gift, but he's like in a monster form, like he's evolving. And we see hundreds of Giftarians in like these little bubble eggs. And I'm like, yo, this is not good. We do get to see that Gift is not going to be a Kamen Rider. For a long time, I think it started with X8. Or maybe before it started. Maybe it started before X8. But the main villain was, no, I'm tripping. The final villain of the series is like, for a long time. I'll say a long time. For a long time, the final villain of a Kamen Rider series has been a Kamen Rider, has been an evil Kamen Rider. And this time it seems like we're not doing that. It seems like we're not doing that. It seems like Gift is just straight up a monster, straight up a demon. I mean, they could change it at any point where he could possess someone and, you know, use a belt and transform or something like that. But right now, Gift is whole freaking demon dude just sitting down there creating these Giftarians and slowly getting stronger and evolving more. And we also see that the Gift Vice stamp has basically become giant and he's standing on top of it. So I don't know what that's about, but it looks absolutely freaking terrifying. My face was like, oh my god, what is happening here? We are literally taking a peek into hell. Like, that's what it looked like. So, but yeah, the episode basically ends off right there with the horrifying imagery of Gift. But in next episode, it seems like it's gonna be kind of another cool down episode. And also the main guy that's gonna be focused on in this episode is actually Vice's voice actor. So yeah, but other than that, a great episode. You guys let me know down in the comment section below what you guys think about it. What you guys think about Gift being a straight up monster demon this time, and not the final villain being a Kamen Rider. You guys let me know about that, and I'll see you guys next time. Make sure to like, share, subscribe, hit that notification bell, and I'll see you guys next time. Remember, stay henshined.